Appreciate everybody being here today. A little different situation, something I haven't done. Well, I have done a Lions Club board meeting, but not a P&Z meeting. So this is going to be different. And I'm sure it'll go fine. One thing, if you're making a motion or seconding it, please be sure and give us your name also, so that way we can know who made the motion and who seconded. And because like if Jeremy did it, if he raised his hand, we couldn't see it. So anyway, but again, we're thankful you're here today. And I will call this meeting to order. Did everybody get a chance to look at the minutes from our December the 2nd meeting?
Yep.
I make a motion to accept.
Who made?
Jeremy.
Jeremy, okay, thank you, Jeremy.
Charlie,
I'll second
it.
Ha.
Mandy, I think, got him first.
I got Mandy in by nose. So
Yeah, so Jeremy and Mandy and everything. Any questions or discussion concerning the minutes? If not, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? There is none. So thank you all for that. Next is to conduct a public hearing and consider and take appropriate action on zoning the proposed Canyon East Unit Number 8. They're asking to take it from single family suburban residential or change it to single family suburban residential district from single family agricultural residential district and everything. So I'm going to open the public hearing, and do we have anybody representing Kuhlman and Sons to speak?
Gary Kuhlman is.
Are y'all ready to present what you want to do?
Yes, yeah. Yes, we are.
Go for it.
Well, we would like to we would like to consider the city of Canyon to take action to rezone the property that described in the plat from agriculture to residential. Basically, what we're asking is, am I right, Joe? Joe's on here, or Joe Shane, the engineer. Am I correct, Joe?
Can you hear us, Joe? I don't know if he can hear us. Can you hear us, Joe?
Okay, we presented a plat. We presented a plat to the city for it's phase 7, unit 8 for 49 lots in Canyon East. It's we're just adding another street to the already existing units that we have there. It'll be right behind unit number 7. This will be unit number 8. It's 49 lots. They're 60 foot wide by 125 foot deep. They're residential, single family residential lots. And it's my understanding we're asking planning and zoning to approve changing this from agricultural use to residential use.
Y'all have any questions for him right now?
How many square foot are these homes going to be?
Oh, they're probably anywhere from 14 to 1,800 square feet. Some of them could be 2,000. There's no limit. I mean, they can be as big as you want, I guess, as long as they're not 3-story. They can be 2-story, but they can be as small as 1,400 square feet.
Danny, do we have anybody ever sign up to speak?
We did not, no, sir. Never
Okay.
received it.
Okay.
Hey, Bill, I do have some concerns on this one. And just to throw it out there, I am a resident of Canyon East. And
Right.
just outside of the 200-foot marker. I live on Canyon East Parkway. I bought there in 2017. They are just now finishing the last house on that road. That's 3 years. When we purchased, we were told there wasn't going to be another street, but Nietzsche came in on that one, which is fine. But my concern is there's at least 20 lots and homes available there right now. How long is it going to take those to fill up? And now you're wanting to add another street. But then there's also the new 0 lot lines in the front of the neighborhood that have just started groundwork there. So there's going to be a big influx of homes, but there's already a number of homes in there for sale from previous residents. And then with the new schools and everything going in the northwest side of Canyon, how's that going to impact the sales for these homes? Along with the water issues and all that.
Okay.
So that's my kind of big concern on this one.
Okay, Jeremy, we'll discuss that more when we just go to talking about it regularly, but
Okay.
that's, I would really like, if there's nobody else to speak from the public, then I'm going to close the public hearing and everything. And then now we can start talking about it as a group. So Jeremy, thank you for your concerns and everything. And would y'all like to address that, Larry?
Yeah, I've been, oh, Larry, okay, sorry.
No, we were not aware that there's 20 lots available. I'm thinking there's only like about 8 lots available in unit number 6. Robbie Christie's, he should have those, should have houses built on those within the next, well, I don't know what's going to happen now, but normally he would have those finished out by this summer. And then what Mike Standiford, that's different than us. That's in Canyon East, but we are not the developers on that. And I'm not aware, I know those are 0 lot lines, but I don't know if any of those are pre-sold or what the status is on those lots.
And just to clarify, guys, those are what Standiford's doing. He originally proposed some 0 lot lines, but these are not 0 lot lines. I know they're marketing them as garden homes, but those are 5-foot setbacks on both sides. They're just standard single family suburban lots.
Okay.
Any more questions or thoughts? Jeremy, did they answer your questions for you?
I mean, I understand they don't know that how many lots are for sale, but I walk Nietzsche every day, and there's at least 20 lots and homes available. So my concern is it's just going to get overrun with empty homes. And with all the new development going in the northwest side, I really fear these homes aren't going to sell as quick. I mean, trust me, I want Canyon to grow and be big, but I also want it to do it the right way. And I think if you flood Canyon East with all these new homes that aren't selling right away, plus you add on the homes that are existing sales, it's going to hurt property values.
To answer that question, I don't know how we would hurt property values with new homes. As new homes are being built, usually those homes command the best price. Not always, but usually. And if we have someone that wants to buy these lots, and they buy them, and then by city code, they're supposed to maintain them and mow them and keep them looking nice if they're not built on. And when, whenever you open up a subdivision, you can't just instantly have 49 lots here. You're not going to instantly have 49 homes. It's going to take a while to build them out. But you have to look ahead a little bit whenever you're planning a development and planning home construction. I think P&Z Homes has done a pretty good job on putting out the lots that they bought from us in the past. And I'm not saying that P&Z is going to buy all of these lots. When we finish with them, I'm sure he's going to buy some of them, but there may be other lots there for the builders. There's not a whole lot of city lots available for homes in this size is 1,400 to 1,800 square feet. So I think it's a plus for Canyon. I think it's something that Canyon needs. I think we're providing a product that Canyon needs. It's affordable housing, even though it's, you know, we're talking close to 200,000. That's considered affordable housing anymore. So to answer the question on, I don't think by putting in another subdivision is going to lower the value of the that are currently there.
Well, I'm not saying it'll lower the value. I'm just saying that it's getting flooded. It seems like to me it's getting flooded in that area right now.
Say that again. We didn't quite understand that very good.
I'm sorry. I'm saying that if we add, it seems to me like, I'm not saying y'all's properties are going to devalue everything, but we're going to flood that Canyon East area. I mean, you've got the front that's getting new builds, Nietzsche Street, which y'all are building on now, or I don't know if y'all are, but I know N&B is building on them as well. I mean, it seems like it's just going to overload that development right now. But I'm not saying your product is a bad product or anything like that. Don't get me wrong on that.
Yeah.
I'm just
No,
saying.
I understand. I think that we had 49 lots there. It shouldn't take more than a year and a half to build out. I'm thinking a year to build out those 49 lots, but it may take a year and a half. It could take 2 years to build out those 49 lots. But if you don't have them, you don't have any place for the builders to go. I don't think we're overloading 49 lots. If you look at the history of Canyon East, there's over 350 houses in there, and we started that years ago. So nothing has changed. I mean, the virus has changed things, of course, but as far as the growth of Canyon, nothing has changed as far as the number of lots being built on in Canyon East or in Canyon in the last 10 years. It's going to continue. Those 49 lots will be built out in a year, 2 years. Is what we're thinking, and we're taking risks at this. We're not just we're putting a lot of money, our capital, in this, provide lots for builders, and I think the risk. If we thought those lots had sat there for the next 5 to 10 years, we certainly wouldn't be doing this.
Right.
Correct, Gary? That's your thought too?
Exactly right.
I have a question, shifting gears just a little bit. I was looking at the exhibit for rezoning of Canyon East Unit number 8, and I see where it's outlined in bold. And it looks as though the approximate city limit cuts through this area, the subject property that we're looking to consider for rezoning it. This may be a silly question here, Danny, but how does this part work when we're looking to rezone something that may sit outside of the city limit?
That's probably when Furman drew that up. I think he was drawing up the old city limits line, but we have annexed that recently. I think back in January we annexed the property that's going to be annexed, or the property that's being rezoned and proposed for development. So that's not accurate where that line cuts across.
Okay.
They went ahead and annexed that additional street and some other areas that they plan to possibly develop south in the future, but it has been annexed.
That's a good question, and I know what he's talking about. I've seen that drawing from a surveyor too. So.
Any
And
more
just
questions?
one more, sorry, Bill. Just to be clear, on this same exhibit, there's an area outside of this bolded area that also, it's right above it to the north. There on that Nikki, however you pronounce that, and it shows proposed SFS. Is that also part of this consideration, or is that little typing in there not supposed to be included?
Up at the top right-hand corner. Is that what you're talking about, Joel?
Well, it's just to the top of our bold area that we're looking at on this property.
I think it's an error, Joe, because there are homes on that street right now, right in that
Yeah,
area.
Nikki
Right.
Lane, that's probably also left over from their prior application submission. I think they probably just left that in there, but that was zoned SFS when they developed Nikki and zoned Nikki. So I think, yeah,
That
I
was my
think they're
assumption.
open.
I just wanted to make sure that I understood that correctly.
Yeah, that's a good question. Or that may have been left, they added a text box where they didn't mean to, but that is zoned SFS currently, not proposed.
Anybody else?
I would add, Bill, just discussing some of the comments we had from the folks within 200 feet. You know, we did have 3 that had some concerns. The one in support of it, just kind of disclaimer, that was from a group part of the potential developers, potential builders in there. There was a lot of concern about, of course, like already had been mentioned, about they understood this was the last lots or homes to be developed. But beyond that, there was some concern about sewer and water capacities. And both Joe and Dwight Brenner, city engineers, have looked at that. And they've determined that at this point, that capacity is there. So, excuse me, somebody must have hacked my background. I don't know who that was just walked by. There's some Ray Stevens music going on here in a minute. Anyway, the sewer, at this point, that sewer is fine. There's enough capacity there and water capacity there is fine. Now, as they move forward, there's some discussion going on with future development as far as what we're going to do with sewer capacities and water capacities. For this current proposed development, the engineers have both looked at it and we're good.
Okay.
Anything else? Anybody else have any questions? Concerns? Now's the time to ask them.
Actually, I have a question.
Okay, Mandy?
So they're talking about water pressure being an issue down there. Can it handle more down there?
According to our engineers, yes. Joe Shane, their engineer, and Brandt Engineering, our engineer, yes, they can. And those construction plans are still underway, but those main extensions, et cetera, will be sized appropriately to maintain that. Dwight's very cautious about looking at those pressure planes to make sure that they meet those needs. So he's studied that, and yes, they meet those needs.
And the other thing, if it were in my neighborhood, I would wonder about, people buying these properties as investment properties. And like this one person put in there about it just being an issue, seeing a for lease sign coming up on a semi-regular basis. Is that becoming an issue out there?
I haven't heard from city standpoint. I haven't heard that complaint coming up prior to this, that there was a lot of lease properties. Of course, as communities age out, they tend to become lease communities, but that's nothing really we can have any control over from a city standpoint. But that was news to me that was a concern out there. Larry, are y'all aware of any lease?
Oh, that was the first we've heard of that too. We just kind of.
I don't think anyone wants the city to restrict whether they can rent or not rent the property. If you own a home, if you buy a home, I think that's pretty property rights as to what you can do with that home. if you decide that you want to lease it or you want to live in it yourself. And I don't know how you would ever regulate anywhere in the city, whether a homeowner can lease or not lease their home that they buy.
There's some home builders that'll lease purchase, do that lease purchase deal, and I don't know, did Robbie do that?
I don't know.
And some of them do, but, I mean, not N&B, but.
Any other questions? Everybody's getting quiet now.
That 1,400 to 1,800 square foot could be pretty popular here in another year. Who knows?
This is Charlie Munger. I'd move that we approve the rezoning to SFS.
Got a motion?
It's Larry Romakers. I'll second it.
Okay. Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion or questions? Okay, all in favor say aye or give me some kind of,
Aye.
Aye.
might be easier to say anybody opposed. There is none. Motion carries to rezone it to FSS. Next on our agenda is to take an appropriate action on zoning request. We will, or excuse me, after we've done that, we will need to consider the plat for Canyon East Unit Number 8. There are a total of 49 single-family lots proposed. A copy of the plat is attached. Y'all get a chance to look at that? That's a little bit different one than the one Joel's been talking about. Any questions?
No.
Okay. We got a guest looking in.
Nice purple shirt.
Yeah.
This is Joel Enriquez. I move to accept the plat for Canyon East Unit Number 8.
This is Mandy Williams. I'll second.
Mandy seconded. Any questions, discussion before we vote? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I don't hear anybody, so motion carries. And with that, our first Zoom P&Z meeting went pretty good, I guess, you know.
Very well.
Appreciate everybody participating. We may have another one next month too, the way things are going right now. So anyway, Larry, appreciate y'all.
You bet.
Thank you guys very much. We appreciate you very much.
So at this time, this meeting is adjourned.